Okay, Cosmo 10, here we are in week 5, and these weeks are just rolling by. I saw some great roller sets last week. It looks to me like the biggest trouble some people are having might be with the pitting or taking some nice clean sections, but in general, very well done. So this week you're going to be combing out that roller set. It should be dry from last week if you had it sit over the weekend. If you were a little bit behind, just make sure it's fully dry before you take it out. If it's not fully dry, you're not going to get the nice comb out that you want. It's going to be quite flat. Once you do the roller set comb out and you handed that in, then we are going into the basic blow dry with the vent brush. And this is just to get you used to working with the blow dry and the brush. There's nothing fancy about this one, nothing, you don't have to hold the hair up at a certain angle or anything like that. But do watch, make sure you're watching the video and following through, and make sure you're taking pictures of all the key points in there so that when you send me in this assignment, I can see that you took clean sections. I can see that you held your brush correctly as you go through it. So make sure you do that for your vent brush. And then in our discussion board is current roller set pictures. You know, just find some roller set pictures of current times when you would use that. I'll tell you, the most often with those Velcro, not the Velcro, the magnetic rollers that you guys are using, really the times that I would use those in a salon nowadays would be for quite a bit of a more elegant hairstyle. If someone if I was doing it for a wedding or something like that and updo, then I often set it in those rollers because it's a perfect curl that stays, it lasts a long time, and I can work with it well. Otherwise, they take a long time to dry, so they are a tough one to do at home because when you do them in a salon, you have to sit under the hooded dryer for can be up to an hour until they fully dry. So those ones, they're not so easy to use at home because of the length of time it takes to dry. Now, if you have one of those hooded dryers, or if you have one of those hoods that attaches to your blow dryer to dry it, then those magnetic ones are fabulous. But you will notice that you know, when you're watching some of those runway shows and things like that, or if you're watching the Oscars, how many hairstyles where you would think, I could definitely do that with my rollers. That's the kind of curl that is. So that's just in the discussion board this week. I loved our last week's discussion board about what would you do in this case in the salon, you know, for the client who who had wanted a perm, but you didn't want to give it to them for various reasons. I love the suggestion of having to sign a waiver. Well, okay, let's do this, but I just want you to sign this waiver just so that you know this does cause the excess damage that you have been told about it and you're okay. I love that idea. And I love the idea of showing pictures of other kinds of styles to try to incorporate that and convince your client otherwise. And then there's always trying to recruit the help of another stylist in the salon. If there's two stylists in the salon, trying to convince a client to get something that would look much better on them, it's a lot harder for the client to insist on having that perm that you don't want to give them when two other people are giving them advice otherwise. So great job in the discussion board there. And looking forward to seeing your roller set comb outs this week. And let me know if you're having any questions or concerns.